Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. No, it's a little late, but I'm here. As I said, I was going to be. It's just been um, crazy day, change in schedule, and etc. and so forth. But I am here. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys had a great Thursday. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate the likes, the subscribers. Thank you and the comments. So, thank you also for sharing these videos with other people who you think need to hear these messages. I really appreciate that so much. And let us keep in mind that this is a non judgment channel here. We're only here to uplift and to help others as we help ourselves as well. So, thank you all for being here. It's just been a crazy day, and sitting down now and trying to deal with the schedule change for this week and get my errands and other things done in between. So just bear with me, and I will be here. Like I said, that's why I could never really give a time as to when I will be on. So just subscribe to the channel, and then you'll always get a notification as to when I'm here. So, guys, let's get into this topic of discussion. Some days it'll be um, different, and other days, it'll be longer. And, you know, just take what resonates with you. And, you know, when you hear things that I talk about, it's always something that's already happened to me. And I talk about how I got through those experiences. And perhaps you'll hear something within these videos that will help you as you go through your own personal situations. And it may help you to get through it. So, with that being said, before I get into this topic of discussion, I want to remind you guys today is October 17th. Please make sure you're registered to vote and make sure you think about as you're doing so. A lot of things are on the line in this election, our freedoms, our way of living, our way of life. And just think about those things. Just make sure you have everything in order and make sure you vote. With that being said, now let's get into this topic of discussion. Reserve your energy to protect yourself against toxicity and drama. Reserve your energy to protect yourself against toxicity and drama. Because as you start to get on this journey to heal, and you're serious and you're persistent and you are persevering through all the challenges and etc., toxic situations may show up. And what that means is that when people see that you want to be in a that you want to do better, you want to take care of yourself, especially your physical and mental health, because without that, people, you can't do anything else. Without your physical and mental health, you can't help yourself, you can't help anybody else. So that's why it's important to put yourself first, self investment, so that if you're okay, then everything around you can be okay because you can take care of those things. Sometimes when you are serious about healing, like I said, toxic situations may appear. Like, for example, you know, I'm going to use myself, because these things will, resonate with you better as I use myself as the example. As I, continue to persevere through all the craziness, etc., so that I can heal and be better and do better. Now, sometimes people, feel some kind of way, especially those who are not sure of who they are, and they are not on a healing journey. I'm just going to say it like that. Sometimes people are having miserable days or whatever the case that may be going on with them. And sometimes they just try to start an argument for no reason. And at first, I may not notice it until, everything that we're discussing is turning so left. And some people like to get the last word, like I said. The old Lisa will keep going and going until I got the last word. But guys, I have healed a lot of things in my life. So I'm going to let them have the last word. And one of the reasons for that is because the more that I keep going with the toxicity, the more that I am bringing it into my own life and I'm lowering my vibration. I try to keep my vibrations high and, music, prayer, meditation, doing positive things to help my life, right? And if I engage in a toxicity and get myself all worked up and into it and keep going because I want to have the last word, then I am inviting the toxicity into my energy and into my life. So what I do now, I let people have the last word. And then when the disrespect comes into the picture, what I do is pull back my energy because I'm not inviting that into my life. I'm not allowing my energy into that. I will set boundaries and then pull back my energy. And what that means to me is that I'm not going to be in your presence as much as I was before because I'm pulling back my energy to reserve my energy so that I can stay in a place of healing and in a place of keeping my vibration high, keeping my light lit. And it's hard to keep your light lit and keep your vibration high if you constantly are around toxic individuals. Sometimes, you have to be, but you don't have to take in a toxicity, because misery loves company. And people want to have the last word. They want to say this and say that. Let them have that, people. Let them have that because you it is important to stay focused on the healing journey so that you can do better. And if people are not ready for that, then okay, maybe one day they will, but you can't get yourself worked up or involved with that. It's important, like I said, for me, it's important for me to stay on this journey, to continue to heal and not to allow myself to be drawn into arguments and things that are insignificant. It's not, if it's not on a high vibration, then it's not going to be in my life long. We all have something, and I'm not talking about that where we have a bad day, we don't feel well, this is not going right. I'm talking about people who are trying to pull you into their drama, their negativity. Have you ever been in situations around people, or let me say it like this. Let's say you haven't seen someone for years. Like in my situation, one person I haven't seen for about 7 years. Haven't been around this person because this person is toxic as hell. And as I started to heal, I just left all that behind. And then you hear things that you've done A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and toxic stuff, malicious lies, malicious things. Because when people are miserable and they're not, they're in a place of real toxic situations, sometimes, and they see that your life is elevating and that you are healing and taking care of yourself, they don't like it. Some of these folks don't like that. So what they would do is pull you into their drama and toxicity. And the crazy thing about this, folks, is you don't even know what's going on in their life because you are no longer connected to these individuals. And so when you hear these things, it's like crazy to me because I'm unbothered by it because I don't care about it anymore. If I left something behind, it's for a reason. Like I said, I have learned so far on this journey that people and situations come into our life for a reason, season, a lifetime, or a lesson. And most of these things that I talked about with these toxic relationships, whether it was romantic, family, or business, or whatever, those things came into my life to teach me lessons, to stop overgiving to people, to stop being subservient, to stop putting people's needs before my own needs. And I had to learn that lesson. And because I didn't learn it, I had to repeat and repeat and repeat over and over again. And each time I repeated it, it got worse and worse until I learned, hey, Lisa, you are important just as the next individual. And so I started to learn how to pull back my energy and to invest in myself so that I can be okay mentally and physically. And it wasn't easy to do because that meant that I set boundaries, and many of those folks disrespected the boundaries because who the hell are you to set boundaries? You know, you're subservient to us kind of attitude. And then it got to the point where I had to cut off, block, and delete because I'm not carrying that energy. I'm not carrying anybody's burdens. I don't care who they are, family, business, ex friends, ex romantic partners. It is not for me to carry anybody else's burden. It's for me to take care of me so I'm okay, you know, not for me to be responsible for what somebody else has going on. And it was crazy to me to hear about it because hey, I haven't seen this person and you know haven't been around them in all this time. I may have seen them in passing, but we don't speak or talk. And for me, it's okay, you know, and I'm unbothered by these things because I healed those things and I understand at this point in my life that those things were lessons. They were not meant to stay in my life. They were meant for me to learn lessons and then for me to move on, to close that door and padlock it and then move on. And you know, and it's just the way I react to things today is so much different, people, than I did before. I used to get so upset and oh my god and crying. I don't care anymore about it because once you heal those things, you don't have to repeat those lessons. Those doors get closed forever and you move on to other things. And and the place I'm at today is embracing new beginnings, you know, new things, positive things in my life while I leave the past behind me and the toxicity behind the door that's padlocked. You know, and also what I've learned is that this journey to heal is to not allow myself to be drawn into other people's problems, situations, and their toxicity because it will lower my vibration and it will keep me focused on their situation instead of my healing. And like I said, I don't owe these folks anything. I don't owe anything to anybody but to myself, to God first, and to myself to be a better person, to heal the things that hurt me and kept me stuck and in a chokehold. That's what I owe it to myself, to be at peace. I'm also learning to keep this was difficult. This is the difficult part, to keep my personal business to myself because when I have things going on and good things start to happen, I get excited, but you can't tell people your business because there are many haters out there who will get envious and jealous. And so the more they know, the more they can be behind the scenes trying to sabotage it. And this was a lesson that I had to learn, and it was hard to learn it. You know, certain things, you know, and it's not that I have anything negative or whatever. It's just, it's important to keep your business to yourself because some people just come into your life and your space and energy just to see what you got going on. Because the more they know, the more that they can, you know, try to get in between it. So, you know, if we're talking about certain things, okay, like on this channel, I share a lot of things that's happened to me and how I've gotten through it because I know that many people are listening and somebody in a few people who a lot of people are going to hear my story and how I've gotten through things, and it's going to help them with their own situation because I know that many people, male and female, who come to this channel might be going through a lot of things that I talk about, and they may be feeling overwhelmed, like the walls are closing in and they don't know what to do. And as I talk about these things, they may hear something that may help. You know, you guys may hear something that may help you in your own situation. Like some of you may not have a support system as you go through all these trials and tribulations, like I did. And I had no choice but to turn to God, you know, either swim or drown. And, you know, I chose to swim, you know, and it wasn't easy, but I continued to persevere through these things. and take steps. And like I always tell you guys, as you take steps and you're in the upright and your intentions are pure, God is going to be right there taking 2, 3, and 4 steps behind you. And what I learned, because these things don't come with a manual or an instruction book. I had to learn through trial and error. And what I did learn is that by setting, by doing vows, right, to God, making vows. That's the word I want to use, making vows, that God honors those vows and I keep those vows. I don't play with God. And as I did that and continued to move forward, God started to bring more and more to me as I've done that. And this is why I'm always talking about that. Make it something that you can do, and that that you can keep doing. It's so important. And this will help you as you move along this journey as well. You know, what I have some notes here, guys. There were too many haters trying to find out stuff, and these are people that I've already cut off and let go because they were not supposed to be in my life permanently. It was just to learn the lessons, you know. Um, so be careful of who you're sharing information with, because you could be sharing your personal information with a hater who want to sabotage your healing process, your journey. Whatever you have in your life that you have going on that's good, they could want to get in between it and pretend that they are supporting you so that they can find out what you're doing so that they can be on the other side sabotaging it, you know. So just be careful of that. Healing is not easy. And it's like, for me, the hurt and the pain came from people who I trusted. Like I talked about a 10-year relationship. I'm going to also share this with you guys. As I was almost at the end of that relationship, and when people get mad and you have arguments and you don't know how they feel, you learn how they feel when you have an argument. I remember when I had published my second book, and this ex was so vicious and just mean spirited. Went and purchased my book and then had a group of friends come over to make fun of certain things in my book that they thought was a joke or something. All my books are fictional, but just to hurt me. And then in an argument, tell me about it. And, telling me I'm not shit and I'm nothing and this and that. I mean, abuse people. That kind of abuse in some ways gets to you more than a physical, because it's lowering your self-esteem, making you feel like you're worthless and insignificant. And I know what that feels like. Anybody going through that, set boundaries, you know. But I learned a lot in that situation. And I learned that this is not what I want and this is not what I deserve. And this is why I make all these different videos, know your worth, about, and also about self-love. Because as you heal, you start to grow and you start to love on yourself. And then you see your self-worth. You see what you deserve and what you don't deserve. You see what you want and need in life and what you don't want. And so I learned a lot of what I didn't want. I didn't want the toxicity, verbal or physical. And I had a choice, an option. I have options. I don't have to deal with it. My life is so much better without the drama, without the lies, the malicious gossip and all of that stuff. Just to have people around you. I had to close those doors as I healed. And as I closed those doors, I padlocked them. And God has opened some new doors on my behalf as I've done that. And it wasn't easy. And at first, you may be in a lot of pain because you're used to having certain people around you. But as you heal and grow, you know, it may change, because you may see things that doesn't agree with who the new you are. And what I would say to men and women watching this video, listen to your intuition. because it would never lead you wrong. Have you ever had that feeling like something is wrong? Like, have you ever been around certain people and you just get that feeling within you that just something's not right with this situation or this person? You don't know what it is, you can't pinpoint it, but you know something's not right. That's your intuition going off like a fire siren telling you, um, this is not okay, whatever the situation is. And for me, what I do with that today, I just pull back my energy, stay away from the situation because my intuition is warning me that something's wrong here. Today, I listen to that. And I'm telling you guys, if you ever get feelings like that, listen to that because it's your intuition telling you something's not right with a situation. So it's important to listen to that. So sometimes you can have people in your face that are jealous and envious of what you're doing on a positive in your life. When they can join in and, heal themselves as well. But some people, I what I realized too, want to heal, they don't know where to start. And some people don't. They like the drama and toxicity. They like to start things. And this is when I realized I had to close those doors and padlock it. Because people also keep in mind that you cannot embrace new beginnings and open up new doors if you already have two and three doors already open. Those doors need to be shut and padlocked so that you can move forward to embrace new beginnings. And as you heal, guys, the new beginnings are going to be great. New people in your life who really care about you, new situations that bring a lot of joy and happiness to your life. Continue to persevere through the challenges because I promise you, as you do that and start with therapy, it's going to get better. It's not going to get better overnight, but in time it will. And you will be glad that you stayed on this healing path, this healing journey, because it's so important. As you feel better, you're going to do better. And then you're going to experience that inner peace. That inner peace it means more than anything, guys, because it is so much better to be at peace than have somebody to have you broken down in pieces. That's the message today, guys. Please share it with others. Um, Continue to come back to the channel here because we're here to uplift and encourage. And I tell a lot of things that I've gone through and how I've gotten through it. And I hope these messages are helping you, especially those who are currently going through some of these situations that I've talked about. Continue to show up here, and be encouraged and invite others to do the same. Subscribe to the channel. And I also encourage you to start with therapy. Find a therapist. You can Google a therapist in your area and then, meet with one and see which one that you connect with and continue to stay on a journey. Start there and then you will figure out all the rest as you continue to stay on this journey to heal. Thank you guys for listening today. I'll be back tomorrow. As I always say, I'm not sure what time, but I will show up for you guys so that we can have another discussion and keep this going. Thank you, and you guys have a good night, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.